Hello everybody, my name is Crazy Nights and welcome to a review of Shokugeki no Souma episode 18 of season 3 or whatever they are calling it nowadays. Freaking youngsters. As you probably already noticed that the images I am flashing on the screen right now is parts of the opening. The opening has already shown us bits of the next arc that is coming up as of next week, which is an important setting of what's going on. You'll understand when you get to it. So, in this episode, I can actually only talk about the shokugeki, which was important because Hayama was trying to save the research group or whatever June is in charge of. But to be honest with you, he kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, kind of viewed himself above people. He did not feel he needed to improve. Pardon me. The point is he just lost his way due to the threat of Azami. So within this episode, we finally understand a little bit more about this. I basically just said screw it to Hayama at this point, but essentially what they made were scallops. So scallops with sauce. You know, like the big potato, fried potato things. They basically made scallops out of bear meat. Okay, I gotta tell you about this. This is an important fact. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little spoiler, but it's not really that much of a spoiler, but it's actually a very important thing in the Shokugeki no Souma universe because it is kind of insane and it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back because it was introduced as a fact in the Nakuri family. There is a ability in the Nakuri family passed on by the men called the explosion or the blessing. What essentially happens when a Nakuri male eats something and considers it delicious, his clothes explode. But that's not really the only thing that happens. I actually thought that every Nakuri had a very different way of doing this, but it's really not the case. It's been a long time since I read that part of the manga. I really should read it again. And so the explosion also spread to other people. So it's called the gift, or in the manga it's called the blessing. It explodes clothes off of other people. Essentially, Souma's dish basically turned the twins and exploded their clothes. And Yeah, that's essentially my thumbnail. And it's gonna come back. And you know how it's going to come back? Who else do you know has taken up the Nakuri name? But be warned, I understand what you're trying to say in the comments that Azami is not a son of Seizaimon. He married into the family. Spoiler alert! He's got it too! He is gonna essentially taste some dish and explosion! I will not tell you when, but his point is it's going to come back. Why introduce this thing if it's not going to be important? But then again, it is so important. I am not going to say anymore. It is important. I love it. If you've seen my manga reviews, you know exactly. Actually, if you saw my reaction to Chapter 262, you know exactly what I mean by explosion! Oh, God. With that in mind, maybe it's not my thumbnail, but maybe I should just, yeah. Okay, essentially, Hayama's missing piece was his mom. Okay, now I'm going to get something off my chest. I've always thought of this way, but Jun and Hayama are not a couple. Keep in mind, Jun is around Souma's dad's age. So, Souma's dad had a child with another woman, and that kid grew up to be Souma, and Hayama is the same age. I always thought that they were mother and son. And people are shipping these two together. I hate that. I hate that so much. It's so bad. And so, with that in mind, the end credits. Oh boy, you anime onlys are going to have your worries completely taken away as... Alright, I'll tell you who the survivors are. Souma! Erina! Aldini! And Takakura, yeah. These four will make up the beginnings of a new team. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anymore. The point is, everyone else didn't survive the shokugekis with the Elite 10. Nobody else survived. And those images I showed at the beginning of this video is important because, go back to about like 1 minute, to the 1 minute mark, below the 1 minute mark, that would certainly tell you what I mean. The point is, it's my favorite arc. I have a new favorite arc. And it just ended. And when this series is done, this season is done, we will not be getting a shokugeki no souma for a while. Because the manga has not catched up. So, with that in mind, and it'll be a while before we get a new season. Unless we got a filler season coming up. And I stay away from my series, Naruto. The point? As an adaptation, I loved it. It was a great adaptation. I think they were a little bit more meaner to Hayama in the manga. I need to read the manga again. I have been trying to get myself to do that for a long time now. It should be about bloody time I should do it. So, with that in mind, I would like to say thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you did, and I hope to see you all again next time on the Crazy Night channel.